Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Ciocca Chevrolet of Princeton. Take a look at a brand new 2023 Chevrolet Tahoe. This is the LS trim, the entry-level trim in the Tahoe model line. Now, if you need a full-size SUV, but everything you've been looking at is like 80 grand or more, then maybe the LS Tahoe is the one for you. So let's dig into this and see what it brings to this full-size SUV market. All right, the front end of this Tahoe, dark ash metallic is the color. We have a big flat black grille top and bottom, that blacked out Chevy bow tie in the center. Headlights, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, giant side air curtains on either side, some aluminum trim down below, but really nice. No fog lamps though. Let me know how you feel about that, but a really nice looking front end. Wheel and tire setup on this 2023 Tahoe LS. We have a 22-inch gloss black wheel with the Chevy badge on the center cap. Looking good, like the design. Standard brake and rotor package. These 22-inch wheels are wrapped in Bridgestone Alenza all-season tires. 275 on the width, a 50 series sidewall, 22s, all four corners, four-wheel drive. Full side profile on this Tahoe, it is one large SUV. These full-size SUVs are huge. Tahoes literally had the same shape with some subtle changes over time, and I like the way Chevy has evolved the design of the Tahoe rather than just radically changing it. We got this dark ash metallic paint. It's black, but not really black. It's like a really deep charcoal gray, which looks really good in the sun. We have a blacked out Tahoe badge on the door. We have stationary running boards. But overall, it's just a really, really muscular look on this Tahoe. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Coming in closer, we are color matched on the side view mirror, color matched on the front and the rear door handle. Up top, we have aluminum roof rails, color matched roof with no sunroof. The rear end of this Tahoe, very boxy, very flat, but we do have a roof spoiler coming off the top, and we have that rear wiper tucked up underneath that roof spoiler to clean up the rear glass. I think that was a good move by Chevy. That blacked out Chevy bow tie in the center, the blacked out Tahoe script underneath that. We have LED taillights, LED brake lights, but standard bulbs for turn signals here on the back. We do have that panel in between the reflectors down below. That is for the towing. We'll go over the towing numbers when we take a look at the engine. And we have a single-sided exhaust tucked up underneath the right side of the vehicle. We are under the hood of this 2023 Tahoe LS. Four-wheel drive. And what do we have for a power plant? We have a 5.3 liter Ecotec V8 mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. This vehicle can tow up to 7,700 pounds. MPGs 15 in the city, 20 on the highway, 17 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. Before we get into this Tahoe's interior, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much does it cost? Well, the Tahoe we did 4 months ago is the Premier at 82 G's. This one, the way that it's optioned, entry-level LS trim, $63,358. So let's check out the interior. As we come into the driver cockpit of this Tahoe, here are the stationary running boards that you can put your foot on to help you climb in, which you'll probably need. Looking at the foot box, we have a nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator. I like the way the all-weather mats cover up that dead pedal so it doesn't get worn out by your foot. There you have the Chevrolet badge on the all-weather mat, which is nice. Power seats with lumbar for the driver and front passenger in this LS trim. I really like that. And then we have basically a jet black cloth seat with gray stitching, nice and comfortable. The cloth is nice and soft. Headrest is nice and soft. So with this entry-level trim, you get the cloth interior, and it's all very monochromatic, but you know what? You really can't complain. Door panel action on this Tahoe LS. We have soft touch up the hub with stitching, some faux wood trim, which looks nice. We have a aluminum finish on the door handle with flat black on the switchgear and a semi-soft armrest. So even though it's all black, it's got some nice design and some nice use of materials in a base model truck. As we move over to the dash, again, more soft touch up here. Here's this aluminum trim here, and more of this wood finish. Then we have more soft touch here, and then down below a really nice large glove box. Infotainment screen time, we have the base Tahoe, which means we get the base infotainment system, the 8-inch GM infotainment system that has wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, which is a nice touch. No nav, all the nav will come through your phone, but you have a Wi-Fi hotspot. You have your driver profiles to set up and whatnot. It's really nice and easy. It's a touch screen, so it's really nice and easy to just touch everything. Everything comes up really quickly, so I really like that. Go back to home. You have your music, phone. You can hit that, and you can get the OnStar going. You hit this button here, and here's your dual climate control action, where you can move the temperature around, sync them together if you want. So it is a really nice and very quick responding. You can go front, and then you got rear climate as well in a base model, which again is a really nice feature. So Chevrolet has put some nice features in this. Now we put it in the reverse to take a look at that backup camera. Nice and clear with trajectory. You have your regular view. You have your trailer hookup view right here with that center line. So they got you covered there. So really nice. As we come down further, 2 heat and air vents. Further down yet, we have your radio controls. And then here are the hard controls for that dual climate in case you don't want to set it through the screen. We have your rear heat and air off, and then your rear climate to turn on for those rear passengers. Moving down further, USB-C, USB-A, and 12-volt storage. 2 cup holders with some nice aluminum trim. Chevy key fob right here. Lock, unlock, remote start, pop the tailgate, panic button, Chevy bow tie on the back. Nice weight, very nice. And look at this ginormous now center armrest. Huge, semi-soft with stitching, an area here maybe to plop your phone down so it won't rattle around. That's a nice touch. And then as we open this baby up, we have a nice large removable tray, and then a huge amount of storage in here. And the nice thing about this armrest is both front passengers can rest their arm on this and not bang into each other. So I really like that. Now on your center stack, right next to the infotainment screen, you have your buttons for the transmission. What I like about these is, instead of pushing them in to engage, you pull them up like that. And it's a really nice, positive click when you pull them up. The switches are really good, and it just feels good to the touch. The park is up here, so you got park, reverse, neutral, and drive to go through this 10-speed auto. You got your low gear down here, so they really got you covered with this, and I really like these switches. They're really well done. Chevy steering wheel. Nice steering wheel, nice feel to it. It's not too thick and it's not too thin, so it's just right. We got the Chevy bow tie in the middle, fairly plain horn button. We have flat black on your switchgear. On the left, you're going to have your controls for your cruise, and then on the right, you're going to have your telephone voice commands and the controls for the digital portion of your dash. On the stalk here, you have your windshield wiper controls, front and back. And then down on the left side, we got a whole bunch of action going on here. We got the electronic parking brake, lane keep assist off, traction control off, parking sensors on off, auto stop start, Down here, you have your drive modes for your 4 high, 2 high, all sorts of stuff going on here. Rock mode, the whole deal here in the driving modes, which we'll go through when we look at the dash. And then you have the settings for your headlights and brighten and dim the dash, but no fog lamps on this Tahoe LS. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. This is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. As we get to this part analog and part digital dash, I love the way this dash is set out. We have analog gauges right here for your speedometer and tachometer, and then also from right to left, battery charge level, fuel, coolant temperature, oil pressure. Looking good. Really, really like it. And then in the center, you have that small little 4-inch display where you can go through other information that you may need. Go through your music, get to your phone, get to your settings, go back to home. So they got you covered in this Tahoe, and I really like how this dash is laid out. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Overhead console action. We have LED dome lights in this base level trim, another plus. And for these dome lights to come on and off when you open and close the door, this button right here needs to remain off. So that orange light has to be off. So then when you open the door, the lights will come on. And when you close the door, the lights will dim out eventually. There you go. Now you have your SOS button and your OnStar button. But you know what? You don't have a spot for your shades. Every one of these overhead consoles has a spot for your shades. That's an interesting choice not to have one here. But now here's your sun visor right here. You bring that down. You have a large one with vanity. You can pull it off. Does it slide? Yes, it does, to block out the side sun. Good job. All right, mid-row action on this 2023 Tahoe LS. Let's jump on in and check it out. You got the running boards down there to help you get in, which you'll need because I need them. Door is closed. Look at all that room. For my knees, 5'11" headroom is great. Shoulder width room is great. We have the cloth seating with a seat pocket behind the driver and the front passenger. That's nice. And then in the back, LS trim gets you a climate control command center. I love it. So we have climate control. We can click it on auto, get everything moving, which is nice. 2 USB-Cs and a home power source here in the back, and up top 2 cup holders. So they got you covered here in the mid row with your temperature, making sure you're comfortable. You got your drinks, and now you got your connectivity and power. What else are you going to need? Nice job, Chevy, on that. And I love what they did with the door panels in the back. Same nice design, same use of materials. There's the front door panel. Here's the rear door panel, looking good with that faux wood touch on it. Raise it up a little bit, give it a little bit more class, but it's looking good. Mid-row seats, the same cloth material with the stitching. Jet black with the dark gray stitching, but nice and comfortable, looking good. Here's your armrest in the center where you have a little spot for storage, and then 2 cup holders, but it's a little thin to put your arm on either side. Might have been better maybe to make it a little wider, or to readjust these cup holders and put them up in this area so you have more arm space. But overall, it's a really nice place to be in this mid-row. Now, let's go wedge ourselves into the third row. All right, third row action, a little bit more cumbersome with the base trim because this manipulation of the seat is all manual. So basically, if you want to get into the back seat, third row, first things first, lever number 2. You push this, the headrest folds flat, and the seat goes down flat. Step 2, we have a lever, or a strap, excuse me, back here behind the seat. You pull that out, and then you push the seat up forward. So that's how that is going to maneuver to get into the third row. And now you got tons of room to step right in to row number 3. And my knees are nice and flat. The seats are nice and comfortable. As you can see over here, this seat is almost all the way back in the mid row, and there's still plenty of room. And so I'm going to slide over and get behind this one. This one's all the way back. And as you can see, I've still got plenty of knee space, which is really, really nice. I like that. Plenty of headroom in the third row, plenty of shoulder width room. Now I'm going to slide back over here, show you got storage area, a cup holder, USB-C, and on the left side, the same setup, USB-C, so they got you covered. We got our heat and air vents for the third row in the ceiling, and we have LED dome lights here in the third row as well as the mid row. So a really nice place to be, and plenty of action going on in a base level trim. And I'm really excited about this base level Tahoe. Chevy has really put some nice standard equipment into this. However, just so you know, the wheels I showed you on the exterior review, those are optional. Those big 22-inch wheels are a $3,300 option, to $30,295 to be exact. So let me know if that's worth it in the comments. All right, now we got tailgate action. You can pop the tailgate from the key fob, but it's a manual tailgate, or you can come to the back. The handle's right underneath the license plate. You pop it and then you lift up. But it's nice and light for such a huge vehicle, and it's up out of the way. Here are your carpeted floor mats that come with the vehicle. The all-weather floor mats were a dealer added accessory that I showed you. And then you have a nice big area here for storage with the third row up. Very nice. What I really like, instead of a 12 volt in the back for power, they give you a home power source back here. That's a nice touch. Then you open this up, you have some more room for a little extra storage. We have some tie downs right here in case you have the cargo net and you want to tie some stuff down. And now third row action, pretty simple. You just take it and you let it fall. And as you can see, the headrest goes down automatically. Down they go. Really nice area now for those larger items in the back of this vehicle with the third row down. I think a lot of people are going to be rocking with the third row down. Let me know what you guys would do. But since we are in the LS, we don't have power in the mid row. So in order to get the mid row to fold flat, that becomes lever 2, and it folds flat just like that. And then we go to the other side. We go lever 2, that folds flat. Headrests automatically fall, which is a nice bit of engineering. And now look at all the room you have with that mid row down. Huge amounts of room for those really large items. So if you're using this and you're using it for camping or outdoors or going to the lake or going up to the mountains and bringing your bikes or whatever, you've got plenty of room for your tents and your bikes and your camping gear in here, no problem. And what I really like about this is when you're looking at a Premier or even a High Country, now you're looking at 80, 90 grand, and you got a lot of bling and you got a lot of fancy stuff on the inside that, frankly, if you're going to use this every day and put a lot of junk in and out, is going to get dinked, it's going to get beat up. With this one, you really don't have to worry about the interior. It's designed to be easily cleaned, and it still holds a lot of stuff just like the upper level trims do. So I think this is a really good value buy for a Tahoe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, here's the window sticker for this 2023 Tahoe LS all-wheel drive. Feel free, pause the video, zoom in, check out everything that is optioned into this Tahoe. And now let's take her out for a spin. All right, we are driving down the road in this 2023 Tahoe LS. And first things first, this drives beautifully. The wheels are the optional wheels that came like that from the factory. The wheels weren't added by the dealer. Really are nice. Now, if you look at the standard LS Tahoe wheels, they look pretty poopy. You know, just plain silver, no real action to them at all. These, I think, look a lot better. So I think they were a necessity coming from the factory. But the ride is just very smooth. The tires are just soaking up the bumps really nicely. Suspension's well damped. The steering is good. It's just a nice driving vehicle. And that's the great thing about the versatility of the Tahoe, because you can get the four-wheel drive Tahoe if you go with the four-wheel drive Tahoe, at least in the LS trim. Then you get the 5.3 liter V8. If you go with the two-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive Tahoe, then you can either get the V8 or you can get the 3-liter turbo diesel. So they do have some options for you in this Tahoe range. There's 6 different trims for the Tahoe, ranging from this base LS to the High Country, which is going to be 90,000 plus, maybe just short of 100. And that's a ton of money for one of these Tahoes. And I like what they've done here with this LS trim quite a bit, because yeah, you don't have wireless charging pad, you don't have heated ventilated seats, you don't have a heated steering wheel, but what you do have is the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto in this 8-inch base system, which is a plus. You have this nice, beautifully smooth V8 engine with a smooth 10-speed auto that just effortlessly provides you smooth power as you move through the gears going down the road. You have plenty of connectivity with USB-C action in the front, in the mid-row, and in the third row, plus climate control action for the mid-row and the third row with plenty of vents, great amount of storage, and you have this cloth interior that's easy to keep clean, easy to throw stuff around in and not have to worry about just destroying the inside of a $95,000 vehicle. So I like how Chevy has positioned this Tahoe LS. They've positioned it really, really well in the marketplace. And at $63,000, even though that's a lot of money for a vehicle, it's a compelling offering in this full-size SUV market, because everything with any options at all are $80,000, $90,000, $100,000. It's crazy. So now we're going to stop and we're going to give it a little shot down the road, see how she does. I'm not going to go crazy, but here we go. 3, 2, 1. Really nice. You just hear that beautiful V8 smoothly going through the gears. Now this doesn't have the upgraded exhaust because you're the base model. You got one tailpipe coming out the bottom right of the car. Some of the other higher trims, you're going to get that big dual exhaust that's going to give you that big rumble that you like to hear. But this one just gets you going, no problem. And now we're going to come in. We'll see how this thing handles a bit. Come into the turn on the brakes. All right, we're going to wallow and we're going to roll, but that's okay. That's not what this car is for. But you get that effortless V8 power, which I love. Love it. And you know, we all know that these V8s are not going to last much longer in these vehicles, because Dodge is going to eliminate their V8 at the end of the 2023 model year in the Durango. They're going to go in a different direction. Ford has already eliminated the V8 in the Expedition, which will be the competitor here with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6. Jeep in the Wagoneer, Grand Wagoneer, going with their new Hurricane V6. So these V8s are going to be gone. And I'm sure GM is going to do the same thing with the Tahoe, with the GMC Yukon, which is the equivalent car, and goes in a different direction. And my camera just fell over. Oh, that's a riot. Sorry about that, everybody. All right. let's see how it does. Every once in a while, that camera mount wants to play havoc with me. So, anyway, what do you guys think about LS trim Tahoe? I really think they put some nice stuff in here so it is livable every day, and you're not wanting, going, boy, I wish I had this, or boy, I wish I had that. I guess you could say, you know, boy, I wish I had a wireless charging pad, but that's okay. You got the plug-ins, you know, so you can run it wired. That's okay. And you can run your CarPlay and Apple and Android Auto wireless. You can charge it up with either your C or your A hookup. But does it have everything you would want? No. Does it have 90% of everything you need to be able to live in this every day? Absolutely yes, for sure. And that's what I really like about this LS Tahoe. It just really does a nice job, and you can use it for those trips that you need to make and not have to worry about making a mess of everything inside the car and, you know, ruining leather seats, for instance. But it's just a really nice drive. Now we're going to come down this road a little bit, do a brake test in 3, 2, 1. Nice. Stopped, no problem. It's linear. The wheel didn't pull, and now off we go. And that's another great thing about these rear-wheel drive biased vehicles. They handle better, they perform better. You gotta remember, under normal conditions, you're gonna be running too high on the rear end in this Tahoe, and then as conditions change and traction becomes difficult, then the car will send power to the front wheels in this four-wheel drive system. It's a really good system, and this is just a really good full-size SUV. And, you know, frankly, I've been in a lot of these full-size SUVs. Tahoe a couple of times now, Expedition. Haven't been in the Wagoneer yet, trying to get one. But they're just really, they're all put together so well. And they're all really expensive. Don't get me wrong, 63 G's after tax, title, and license is going to be more like 65, 66, 67, depending on what state you live in. That's going to be big money. Big money. But when you need the full-size SUV, you need to be able to pony up the big money. There's just no doubt about it. That's the way it is. But God, I just really enjoy driving this car, this SUV. I don't want to call everything a car. I guess most of us do. But I just love that V8. We're going to miss them when they're gone. I'm going to miss them when they're gone. But we're going to come down here a little bit. I'm going to do a highway merge on this and before we end the video. But let me know what you guys think about this Tahoe LS. Is this something that would interest you in going base model to save at least 20 G's off a Premier? Or are you thinking about moving up in trims? Because you do have the LT trim, you have the Z71 trim, you have the RST trim, you have the Premier trim, you have the High Country trim. I might be missing one in there somewhere, but there are tons of different trims with tons of different options that you can do in one of these. And sometimes looking through all those trims just gives me a headache because there's so many ways to configure these things. But let me know if something like this would interest you. Going base model Tahoe and saving some cash. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you're going to go to a competitor such as the Ford Expedition or the Jeep Wagoneer or the GMC Yukon, which is basically the same vehicle as GM shares platforms. So let me know. And as we come onto this highway on-ramp, it's just taking this very nicely. Coming around, and now we're going to hit it and get on the highway. And there we go. Up to speed, not a problem. Now we're on the highway. We're higher up, so we're getting some wind noise. But at the end of the day, plenty of visibility throughout the vehicle. But one thing I did not want to forget before I let you go is that in this base trim, you're not going to get all that safety suite action, which is so you're not going to get blind spot monitoring or cross traffic alert or any of that jazz in this base model Tahoe. Yeah, you're getting the connectivity, you're getting the nice backup camera, but if you want that safety suite action, you're going to either have to select options or you're going to have to upgrade in trims. So I just wanted to let you know that this one does not have that. But great driving SUV. Would recommend anyone who's looking for a Chevy Tahoe to give this LS trim a go. See what you think before making a decision on spending a lot more money on something more expensive, either a Tahoe or a Yukon at higher trim levels, or an Expedition at higher trim levels, or a Grand Wagoneer or a Wagoneer. Let me know what you think about this. I want to thank Ciocca Chevrolet of Princeton for allowing the channel access to this 2023 Tahoe LS for a review today. I would like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.